Good morning, friends. Your friend Rakesh, as always, all the way from Toronto, Canada. And today's topic is that accepting the worst scenario in your life, in your business, or in any situation is the real of freedom. So, as my virtual coach, great John Maxwell, put very well, that facing difficulty is inevitable, but learning from them is an optional. Yeah? So comes to today's topic that as someone said, that thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. And the fearful thoughts, they become worries. And our worries becomes into anxieties. And our anxieties can turn into depression. And the depression can be really, really chaotic, and it can throw your life out of control. Again, I will recap. The fearful thoughts turn into worries, and worries turn into anxieties. Anxieties turn into depression, and depression can be really, really chaotic in your life, ladies and gentlemen. But the good news is this, that is all preventable. So I am going to throw little my 2 cents on that today. Yeah, nobody escaped from this chaoticness. Someone little lighter, someone little serious. So let's get into it, the solution side. Yeah. So what you do, list out all your worries. Put down the paper pad and the pen. So one side in one column, all the worries, maybe top 5 or top 10. You just list them. And in the right side, in front of every worry, try to write down the worst scenario. What could happen? You're worried, oh my God, what happened if I fall sick? So what worse will happen? Oh, you may not able to go to your job, or you anything. I'm not going into detail into everybody's scenario is different. To write down all the worries you have in the one side and write down all the worst scenario for that worry. And once you write the worst scenario and read all them, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that scary anymore. And the next step is that the worst scenario now, try to think what you can do about that worst scenario if it is going to happen anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 things in our life. Whatever happens in our life, we have control over them or we don't have control over them. So when you list out all the worries, basically, and also you listed out the worst scenario, now try to find the solution, that what you can do about it. So if you cannot do anything about those worst scenarios, just try to forget it. And the things you can do something about it, just think about it, that what I'm going to do about it, and that will ease out your life a big time. I will take one of my example. When I came to Canada here, like 16, 17 years ago, and I was going to face this IT interviews, but I had my problem with my English, with my accent, with my pronunciation, with my speed, this worry. Always before going to interview, I was feeling panic, how I'm going to pass this interview. So you know what the solution I got, the way I said here? I said, what is the worst scenario? The worst scenario for that interview that I may not get that job. So I tell my mind, Rakesh, you are not going to get this job. That's it. And after that, it's a real freedom. I used to go and face the interview with the full freedom. And I hardly failed any of the interview. Yeah, so that is one of the example I give from my life. Same way in your life too. Just see that what is the worry, and just write down the worst scenario, and then just see what you can do about it. And ladies and gentlemen, your life will become much, much easier with that. And as they say, that what was the worries we have in your mind, 95% those worries will never come to pass in your life. Yeah? And we keep worrying about those things which hardly going to come to in your life. And we kill our life. We stop enjoying our life. Yeah? So I think that will help you. Have you heard this word called procrastination? And I try to use the procrastination for my own advantage. And how I use it? I use it for the worries. So whenever I have any worries, I try to procrastinate that when that will happen, I will deal with it. See, if you can just tell your mind that, that you will deal when when that worry will happen, oh, that will help you in many ways. So I do myself. When I think something is worrying me, so what I try, okay, when that will happen, I will deal. So I procrastinate that worry happen scenario, and when it will happen, I will deal with it, and chances are there hardly is going to happen in your life, and you will end up enjoying your whole life. Yeah. And you also might have heard that the thing doesn't kill you, make you more stronger. Yeah. So when things happen in your life, chances are there, even if that worry happen, and chances are there you are going to deal with it. And when you are going to deal with it, you will feel more stronger, because now the next time with the same level of worry that happen, you know how to deal with it. Yeah. And the last thing I would say, that just like in the cricket, there is the sports in India is very prevalent, sports in India, and that they say in the cricket language, the game is not over till the last ball. So same way in life, as long as you are breathing, it's not done yet. Like in cricket is the last ball, so in your life, the last breath. So as long as you are breathing, it's not done yet. And once you stop breathing, who cares, ladies and gentlemen? So that's why I want to talk about today about these worries, because so many lives are being like, going into the turmoil because of these worries. Yeah. So just to recap, what were the worries you had? To list them in one column, and in other column in front of each worry, try to write down the worst scenario condition. And once you finish this writing, try to read yourself. It is not scary that anymore. And the next step is that think each and every worst scenario, analyze it, and just see what you can do about that worst scenario. Yeah. Few things out of your control. Few people, they worry that, hey, I'm driving and somebody is going to hit me and I'll be killed. Do you have any control? You can have a control on your own driving, but you cannot have control on the other driver who might be drunk or maybe very rash driver, and he might hit you. You might be killed. So, but you don't have any control on the other drivers. But if you're worried about that, I think it's not justifiable. But even though if you're worried, can you procrastinate it? Yeah. So I hope I was able to little, all this scenario, because I faced it. I was just kind of making my life miserable. So I thought, there might be many of my friends who are going through under the similar circumstances, might be able to help them. Yeah. So if I was able to add any value today, I'm really glad and happy for that. So thank you very much once again for watching. Little some shout out here, Sandeep ji and Singh Sahab and Candice and Gunjan, Manoj ji, Satish Verma ji, Rupi ji, Sushil Talwar ji, and Hussain ji, Astos ji, and Sunil Dutt ji. So thank you very much. Yeah. So I'm just trying to share what I faced and really helped me. So with that, as always, thank you for joining, and salute to each of you. Try to do one thing. At least what is right now, the task for today is write down your worst worry today. Just write down only one, the top one. Yeah? What that worst worry is. And if possible, Try to discuss with your spouse or who maybe your friend or something if you want to. If you don't want to, certain worries you don't want to discuss with anybody, write down what is the worst scenario can happen for that worry. And the second step, write down what you can do when that worst scenario happen. Yeah? And believe me, it is not going to be that scary anymore, and that will help you. Yeah? So with that, see you tomorrow with some other crazy idea, some share. Yeah? So with that, salute to you, and I love you all, and you have a wonderful day. I love you. Bye bye. You take care.